From time, I've always been a big fan of Southie Soul because I really grew up on Southie Soul music. Also, like it's crazy because most of like the Kenyan artists that we grew up on were literally on in our faces. Like they were right there, you know. But BN is my favorite um, s- um, Kenyan artist. I would love to work with him. So yeah, no, not a particular song, just yeah, my favorite. Thank you.
Man, a song or
Extra pressure, baby, when you want to killing the boy. Yeah, that's my jam. That's my jam. Every day, that's my jam.
SPM Buzz.
I noticed there's a bit of intentionality in how you move, even some decisions you're making. I was listening to a podcast and you were talking about joining University of Lagos just so that you could make the right move. Not necessarily for the studies, mostly, but so that you could just advance your music.
Yeah.
And I thought that could be like a very intentional
Yeah.
from a very young age. So I wonder, looking back, do you feel like the dots have been connecting the way you hoped they would? And have there been any surprises that have come along the way?
I mean, it's like for me, like you read or you saw online, I actually went to the University of Lagos to pursue music because it was the right platform. If you were like a young person in Lagos or you're a young person in Nigeria, you would realize that there's a lot of artists that have broken out of University of Lagos and become like international superstars. So, and that was like an opportunity for me to look at it and be like, oh, this is actually a platform. So I remember failing the exams like 3 times, but I eventually got in, and then I actually got signed to someone in the University of Lagos, you know. So and that was something I had at the back of my head. We were doing a lot of shows in school, we were printing CDs, you know, and I think I wouldn't have had it any other way. Because coming from where I come from, it's not a lot of people who make it out. You feel me? So yeah, it's been a really like connecting the dots journey.
Yeah. Not props to yourself, and can't wait to see where this journey leads.
Yeah.
A fun fact I found also online, you started off as a rapper.
Yes, sir.
Do you usually get the urge in studio to just drop some bars on some music, or is that like past, just now in the past?
I used to rap. I used to be a rapper because I fell in love with that because of my peers in secondary school. So they were into Rick Cross, Mick Mill, Triple MG. Then that was the time. Nicki Minaj, Drake, they just came out at that time. So that was the thing. That was the thing. So I fell in love with the swag, the video, the culture of rap music. So I started rapping. That was like and also he allowed me to improve on writing, because that's one thing I realized about people that rap. They always have to say something, you know. So yeah.
And how did that transition then move into, being more of a singer songwriter kind of an artist?
I've always had the voice, you know, but like I never explored that part. So, but later on, I was like, I mean, like I might just as well sing, you know, because I also loved singing. But starting off as a rapper only helped my singing to be better. So yeah.
Can the fans expect someday like a rap verse in all of the tunes? On
Definitely. If you listen to my first EP, I had like a trap song on my first EP, so you can trace that back to my first EP in 2021. So yeah, so it's not like it has left the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So love to hear it. Let's talk a bit about your music. You have a new album out, I Dream in Color. Even from the title itself, it's already intriguing. Like, I'm curious to know how you land at such a title. And does that represent a specific theme or outlook of the album? When you say you dream in color, what does that essentially look like?
I Dream in Colors is simple. It's, you know, when you say I finished in flying colors, you know, it's just like the greater lights. It's like the A1. It's like the apex of everything. So it's like, I Dream in Colors simply means I dream big. I see myself in the stadiums. You know, we're right here doing this right now, and this is what people can see. And it is a vision because it is singular. It's only you that can see it. Nobody else has to see it. As long as you are doing what you're doing and you dream, it's only for you to see. Nobody else supposed to believe in your dream because only you slept, and it's only in your head, you know. So it doesn't matter what anybody sees right now. I see myself in the big lights, you know. I see myself in the stadiums, you know. And I've always said this: music is very spiritual, and life too is spiritual. And I believe in prophecy, and I believe in words of affirmation. So this album is an affirmation to where I'm going to.
Listen, man, I wish every success and every dream coming
Thank
true
you.
for you. There's one song that caught my attention though, Alcohol. And it's, even you speak about, I think it's very unusual for especially mainstream pop artists to be vulnerable in the way that you did, talking about drowning and losing yourself. And it's not something that a lot of people would speak about.
Yeah.
So is that from a personal experience, or are you speaking, like, I'm curious to know how that song came about.
Alcohol is very simple. I feel like there's a lot of us who have had like experiences with people that we felt like were our people, you know. There's been times, there's been eras in my life where things were looking, you know, up, and there's been times that things were looking down. And I can remember how many times I can call when things were up, and I can remember how many people I can call when things are bad. Even if they can come through for you, it's just the vulnerability to be able to say, yo, I'm feeling some type of way. You can call somebody a friend, but you cannot even tell them shit about what you're going through because there's no emotional connection or there's no trust, you know, to a certain level where you can open up. So that's what that song is about. It's about everybody whose voice is kind of lowered when things are, you know, are not smooth.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the vulnerability and allowing yourself to be authentic in that way. Because it's a story I'm sure many other, especially young men, would relate. So I think that was a dope song.
Thank you.
Welcome, boy Spyce. I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, we just want us about to move to the next section where we're dancing to our songs. So I hope you have a song ready in mind for that section. Dope. Bayanni, you're not a stranger to these lands. You've been here a couple of times, collaborated with some dope musicians in Kenya, Bensoul and Viri. Tell me something cool that or unique that you like about Kenya.
Hey everyone. There are so many things. So if you say something, I don't know. Okay. The ambience, the weather, the people, the culture, the women. You thought I was going to skip that, man. So the women, the men too. I just love the culture basically. I love Kenyans. I think this is like a second home to me. And I always say something whenever I'm here, like, I will get an house somewhere around. I just don't know yet, but yeah. It's gonna happen.
Soon. Okay, fine. We still got you. You can also marry Kenyan. It's all up in the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk about your new EP, Love and Hustle. It's a very interesting play around love and ambition. So, in your personal space, and how do you balance both? Assuming they're both happening concurrently.
I think I'm still finding a way to balance both. Why I say finding a way is because we are not perfect, except we just want to deceive ourselves. But one thing I know in my life has been constant is love and awesome. I grew up with a lot of love from my family, my mom, my dad. My dad paid for my first studio session, by the way. Like the first time I was going to ever get into the studio to record, that was my dad. My dad paid. And as much as I would love to give my dad the credit, I will also give my mom too because I know my mom was somewhere just pinching him like, yeah. You know, I when I was like young, I was born into a musical family, by the way. So when I was like the age of like 5, 6, I started playing instruments. I started to pick up instruments. You know, as a parent, you just see your child taking spoons and fork and hitting it on the plate. You know there's something going on there. So that was how it started for me. And at the age of like 13, I could play like 7 instruments, 6 instruments. And then I went to a musical high school. So I like studied music sheets and all this stuff, you know. I can read. I don't think I can anymore. I used to be able to read. And then in uni, I wanted to do music, but then I had a second thought of it not to do music because I felt like I already knew a lot about music. So I did accounting, which was my dad. Yeah, very different. So yeah, I did accounting, which was my dad's, which is my dad's profession. Yeah. So I did that to kind of like just. It was a bribe. Underneath it was a bribe to just because I knew I was going to end up doing music. So going to uni to do music would be like predictable. Yeah. So upon finishing school, I'm just giving you the whole story. Upon finishing school, I made sure I did very well. I did very well in school. I made sure of that because all my brothers are like geniuses. So and they're all in the sciences. So I have this issue with books, by the way. So
It's okay. I'm the black. We're all black sheep in our family.
yeah.
You're a superstar.
Yeah. So it got to a point where I just had to like come clean with my dad and just tell him that, Pops, I want to do music, right? And when I told him, before I told him, I had a meeting with my brothers and they were like, don't do it, just do your thing, you don't need to tell him. But I summoned the courage one day and I just like, oh, the worst is going to happen. I'm just going to tell him because my dad is a very, very scary man. So I ended up telling him and he was like, okay, fine. And that really surprised me until I spoke to my mom and then my mom was like, oh, don't worry, I settled it. And basically why was because when I was like a child, there was a prophet that told my mom that this boy will get to a point in life where he's going to tell you that he's going to do music. Just agree, just support, you know. And that was it. That same year, I got signed by Don Jazzy. I got noticed by Don Jazzy. Before Don Jazzy even came, there were like a lot of eyes on the industry on me. And I just want to thank God so far.
You're living our young boy dreams. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy that you're living the dreams of your young version of yourself, and hope that continues. You mentioned you're a multi-instrumentalist. I'm curious to know how many instruments you can play, and can Kenyan fans, East African fans, expect you to play any instruments during this tour?
Okay, I can play like drums, the piano, guitar, the bass guitar, the saxophone, trumpet, the violin.
One-man band.
So here's the thing, yeah. Right now, I haven't touched like 5 of them in like 3 years. So, but anytime, any day, catch me with the drums and the piano and the sax and the guitar.
What are you on to?
Yeah.
The
You
drums?
see how it goes. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
But you're gonna play something.
See how it goes.
Wow. Thanks. Last question. I know you're a good chef. You make some nice food.
Yeah.
Have you tried making Kenyan food?
No, I want to do that. I actually want
Guys,
to
give me
do that.
suggestions of what you can try and make that's Kenyan. Remember, tell me, Omena.
Hey, don't give me the hard stuff. Just give me some simple.
Okay, there's matumbo, mokimo, gideri. Okay.
Samaki wa kupaka.
What is it? Samaki wa kupaka. Okay. So, at least handlers, make sure that he cooks something before he leaves the country. Let's try something. Yeah.
I'm going.
But that's interesting because you cook both in the studio, in the kitchen, always cooking.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any recipe or food inspire a song? Any of your songs? Have you ever had any food or recipe inspire any of your songs? Or the other way. Or maybe a song inspire food or a recipe.
I don't think I've had a food inspire. Oh yeah. Now that I think of it, I made a song last 2 weeks about jollof. So yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Is it out already?
It's not.
Okay. So we're looking out for John.
No problem. I got you.
Come on, boy. A jiggle dance thing, and then we continue the question. No, it wasn't a joke actually. Real stuff. The DJ has the music on cue. Anyway, I kid. This is your first time in Kenya.
Yeah.
What is the thing that has? I know you've been here just a couple of hours, but something that has already struck you, just with the country.
I think like the way the people are very, very friendly. You know, everybody has a smile on their face. In Nigeria, not to, I'm sorry, but sometimes, you know, just maintain your lane. Yeah, but like, everybody has a smile on their face and it's just beautiful to see.
Yeah. Come often. Bayanni can tell you, it's good stuff here. He's been here severally. Yeah. before we get into the music, I'm curious. What did tomato to you?
What do you want?
Tomatoes.
No.
Like what's the with tomatoes?
Nothing. I mean, it's essential.
Don't like tomatoes at all.
I don't like raw tomatoes. I think it's gross. But
What about jeans?
huh?
Jeans? Do you rock jeans?
I'm not really a fan of gin, but like something like this that's not like a conventional gin. I mean, but it's cool though. I'm not just a big fan of it.
Okay. So you like making hits, but you refuse rock jeans, don't like tomatoes. So if we ever see you having raw tomatoes and rocking jeans, it's the end of the world.
You won't catch me eating raw tomatoes. You might catch me wearing jeans if like I have to use it for like a set and that's what it requires.
Yeah.
But like regular day, nah.
No.
Nah.
All right. Good to know. Tell me, your music, if you were to describe it in 3 words, don't use genres. Any other words? Any 3 words to describe your music?
My
And don't
music.
use genres. So any other word. Don't say Afrobeat, don't say
Mhm.
R&B. Any other 3 words.
I would say relatable. I would say danceable. And I
I
would
knew you could
say
dance.
I can't dance for shit. I can't dance to save my life. Let's not go there.
Yeah.
I'll say relatable, danceable, and I would say spicy.
It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is your favorite spice? Boy, spice?
yes.
I'm
And
a
the
dad of
spirit.
3, guys. I have to drop that jokes. You've been teasing some new songs.
I'm sorry, but I found out that tomato is a fruit. That's so weird.
It is.
I have beef with tomatoes.
Yeah. I know. If you put it that way, I'm with you. I don't like
Exactly.
tomatoes anymore. If it's a
How's
fruit.
that guy
I thought it was a
fruit?
vegetable.
Should be a vegetable or something.
Weird. Okay. I'm on your team. Team, no
Exactly.
tomatoes.
No
Let's make an
tomatoes.
EP. No tomatoes.
No tomatoes.
No raw tomatoes.
Just spice.
Raw music. Yeah, just spice. No tomatoes, just spice. I've been seeing you tease some new music on
Yeah.
your socials. Give us a hint. And if you don't, I'm going to ask you a rabbit for an exclusive.
Hey. Okay. Okay. I think I teased a new song with my bro Jerick. It's called Achalogo. We haven't dropped the song yet, but like I see the love. A lot of people are using the sound and all of that. So like it should be dropping like in a couple of weeks, and I'm excited about it.
Is it on the set list for the show?
Huh?
Is it on the set for the show?
I can't say.
Okay, we're going to find out. Tell me a song on your catalog
Uh-huh.
that hits better live on stage than in studio.
Oh, there's this song on my first EP. It's called Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah, the song was inspired by my mom. Because growing up, my mom used to have like a shop where she sells food stuff and all of that. And there's this Benin.
So much being a son of a fruit vendor, but not liking fruits. is so much. But anyway, carry
She
on.
does this Benin song that she used to play all the time. It's like a highlight type of music. So that really inspired me to do something like that, because I wanted to do a song that like that my mom is going to hear, and she would like I wanted her to be amazed, because like if I took inspiration from something that she loves and she listens to all the time and she hears it, she will see my music in a different way, like wow, so my son is actually like a genius like this. So I did that to actually like impress her.
Did it work? Did it work?
It's a favorite song of mine.
Ah, nice. And for her too, I would imagine. It's her favorite too.
Huh?
Is it her favorite song too?
Destiny.
The Destiny.
Yeah, that's her favorite song.
Awesome. I'm gonna ask each of you, what Kenyan song right now have you been vibing to? Kenyan song or Kenyan artist? Just you came across them, Spotify, wherever, and you kind of like the vibe of the tune or the vibe of the artist.
From time, I've always been a big fan of Southie Soul, because I really grew up on Southie Soul music. Also, like it's crazy because most of like the Kenyan artists that we grew up on were literally on in our faces. Like they were right there, you know. But PN is my favorite um, s- um, Kenyan artist. I would love to work with him. So yeah, no, not a particular song, just yeah, my favorite. Thank you.
Man, a song or an artist.
Extra pressure, baby, when you're feeling the ball.
Yeah, that's my jam. That's my jam. Every day, that's my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I won't be a liar. I don't think like I've actually found one, but I know there are a lot of dope Kenyan artists like Sauti Soul. There's a song he did with Bona. Yeah, I think like that was like the first song I ever heard. Sauti Soul. And I was telling my friend, one of my producer friends, I'm like, what are these guys? I was like, what do you mean what are these guys? Like this is Sauti Soul.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I'm just knowing about them. So like that was like my first encounter with their music. And I was like, and my guy was telling me like, oh, you need to listen to these people more. Like this is Sauti Soul. Yeah, so like that is like one person that really stands out for me.
Shout out South Soul. Always flying the Kenyan flag high.
SPM Buzz.